I'm like a little bit wet. Let me just get my drink. Okay, good morning. So we had our first party at the exercise class, and now we're about to start our second party. So good morning. Good morning, Elia, Sharon, Ada. So, well, maybe I'll wait because sometimes people come on a little bit late. There was something, one of my seniors sent me something that was really, really very inspiring. So I wanted to share that with you, but I'll wait a little bit. So I'm just going to go over, like I usually do for the first few minutes, first 10 minutes of, some of the tips that I would like all of us to do, myself included. A good teacher generally does whatever she tells you to do, right? It's not like do what I say, but don't do what I do. But do what I say, do what I do. And I do work on doing these things every day. Sometimes some days are more challenging than others. But generally speaking, these are the things that the ideal senior should be doing. Ideally, probably everybody of every age should be doing. But when you're young, you think you can get away with a lot of things. But as you get older, you realize that you really can't. It's really hard to get away with a lot of the things that we got, to get away with when we were younger. I know for myself. I was definitely a sugar addict when I was younger, and that caught up with me big time. And I was definitely able to recover, I guess a lot of us, I've seen my grandchildren fall and all these things, and within sometimes minutes they recover, whereas people of our age generally, you take a fall a lot of times. Like Moshe fell, he was playing tag with the kids and he fell and he hurt his hand, and it's still not back to where it was. Now, these grandkids of ours, they fall every other minute and hurt this and hurt that, and they recover a lot faster. But the thing is this: if your body is well oxygenated and you're doing a lot of the things that we are, suggesting that you do, then your health will be of a much greater, caliber. You'll be in a much higher level. So when things do happen, you'll be able to recover faster. Right? That's, listen, life inevitably, things are going to happen, right? We never know, we don't know what's going to happen when, but we want to make sure we're preventative. And that's the thing about, a lot of health and wellness is even if you don't have certain of the symptoms that a lot of other people may have at your age, you want to be preventative so you don't get to that stage, right? So let me just click this 1 second. Okay. So we spoke about, of course, one of the most important things is your hydration, right? 1 cup for every 20 pounds of weight. It has to be water or herbal tea. We spoke about meditation. We spoke about breathing. We've spoken about affirmations. So I'm probably speaking a little bit too fast, but most of you have these in your notes already. We spoke about organic green leafy vegetables, at least 5 8-ounce servings a week. That's really important. And we spoke about tapping, EFT tapping with Brad Yates, YATES. Tapping is a form of balancing your whole emotional, mental, nervous system. It's really, really wonderful. I highly suggest it. We spoke about supplementation, and we're going to speak a little bit more because today I promised you that I was going to speak about digestion, and I'm going to give you some really important tips about that. And even if you, God willing, don't have any digestive issues, again, a lot of these things you want to do just to be preventative, because most people as they get older start to have some digestive issues. They can't eat the things that they used to eat, or they get, acid reflux. They have, the esophagus gets a little bit constricted. So there's a lot of different issues that can happen as you get older. So again, we're going to be preventative. I'm going to talk to you about some supplements and also some things you can do for digestion that are physical things, like you'll see in a few minutes. Exercise, of course, that's everybody knows that one. We suggest at least an hour a day, a mixture. Hopefully it's 30 minutes of aerobics. Like if you took my class, you definitely got in your 30-minute aerobics. Weights are very important as you get older. I don't know if everybody knows that, but weights are really, really important. Keeping your bones strong. We spoke about a gratitude journal, and we spoke about chewing, digestion. So again, I'm going to repeat that a little bit because that's important. We spoke about humor, finding some good jokes, right? Like what did the Buddhist ask the hot dog vendor? Make me one with everything. We all want to feel like we're one with everything, right? That's a very high level. And we're all one nation, right? We're all one people. We spoke about endorsements, endorsing yourself, nurturing yourself, stopping judgments of yourself. We spoke about laugh yoga, and even just forcing yourself to laugh. Just go ha 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 ha. Doesn't even matter. Just laugh. It really helps. It really, really helps. There's something called laugh yoga. We spoke about having goals. So our daily goals. Like every morning when I write down my gratitudes, I write down what I need to accomplish that day. Whether it's I'm going to clean out one drawer, and I'm going to make certain phone calls. I'm going to call this doctor or this, organization or whatever, this bank or whatever it is, a period for making calls, a period for my lunch, a period to rest. It's good to have a daily schedule. Also, a friend wrote to me, someone who's one of our regulars in our class, so I just want to go back to that because her son, unfortunately, is really, really not well. So this class, everybody, please, if you can, say a blessing for Ari. His name is Ari Daniel Ben Malka Gittel, for a complete refuah shalema, a complete healing. He's very, 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 very ill. So in any, place you can put it for people to pray, Ari Daniel Ben Malka Gittel, for a complete refuah. We should never know from this. So she's one of our regulars, and her son is not well. So if you could add that today, that would be great, and send it out wherever you can. Okay, so we spoke about, I'm going back a little bit. So we're going to go talk about digestion today. I want to emphasize digestion today. So we spoke about supplementation for digestion. So one of the main things that I spoke about, that I speak about every week, is probiotics. First thing in the morning, probiotics. Last thing at night, empty stomach. Start building up the good bacteria that gets lost in the shuffle. So the good bacteria gets lost. How does it get destroyed? The good bacteria, it gets destroyed from stress. It gets destroyed from sugar, from carbohydrate, refined carbohydrates, all kinds of ways that it gets destroyed. If we're not eating properly, if we're eating things that, have a lot of pesticides, if we take antibiotics, for sure. In fact, if you do have to take antibiotics for any reason, you definitely want to supplement with a really good refrigerated acidophilus. For regular acidophilus purposes, you really don't have to have refrigerated. That's a very high level, and they're very expensive. But if you're taking antibiotics, you never take the acidophilus with the antibiotics. You always take it away from. But antibiotics are very necessary for certain issues, right? Like I had Lyme's disease quite a while ago. I don't remember, maybe 15 years ago. I had to take very heavy duty antibiotics for that, right? Because Lyme's disease is a really, really difficult illness to treat naturally. which I did try. Believe me, I tried everything. I was like doing fasting and cleansing and this thing and this herb and this thing, and I wasn't able to get rid of it. So I had to resort to antibiotics. And while taking those antibiotics, either an hour before or an hour after, I think it's an hour before or 2 hours after a meal, I took these really, really expensive acidophilus capsules that I got from the health food store. That came from the refrigerator, went into my refrigerator, because you need to counteract, because the antibiotics kill the bad bacteria, it's true, and it's sometimes really necessary to do that. But it also kills the good bacteria. So what ends up happening to a lot of people when they're taking antibiotics is their immune system is very, very weakened and challenged. So you need to do this. This is a very important thing that I'm telling you. And you should also tell this to your children and your grandchildren, whoever, or your friends, that if they do have to resort to antibiotics, that this is something that they really should do. So, and for the kids, there are some chewable acidophilus capsule, pills, tablets that, I give them when they have to take antibiotics. So that at least it's building up inside them. There are also some things that have, like, there's a big, I don't know if you realize that, but there's a big thrust now for fermented products. Fermented cabbage, fermented beets, like people are doing fermented vegetables. Some of them, people call it kimchi. Why? Because the fermented process produces a lot of enzymes. And this is like really important for our health, the enzymes. So again, enzymes. So you can get the enzymes from fermented foods. A lot of people do it with acidophilus, but I'm a vegan, so I don't eat any dairy products or anything like that. So how do I get my fermented products? I use something called miso, which is fermented. It's fermented soybeans. This is a very good way to get a fermented product into your body. And it's really, I think it's really yummy. I mean, some of the things I tell you are probably, acquired tastes for a lot of people, but I've been having miso since I'm 18. And so I have a very much of an acquired taste for it. But you can buy fermented miso. It comes in different, strengths, different flavors. There's the dark one, which is a very strong taste. There's the more mellow one, the mellow gold. There's a mellow white one. There's a mellow, there are different types. There's a red miso. So, if you're not used to it, start with the mellow, either the mellow white or the mellow, I think it's either mellow yellow or mellow white, something like that. So you acquire the taste for it, and it's really good. You just put like a tablespoon of miso in a cup of hot water. Don't boil. We never boil fermented products, okay? Because it destroys the enzymes. So you never want to boil a fermented product. So boil your water, you make it hot, then add the miso and just mix it up. And I personally drink it just like that, or sometimes I do put some, I'll tell you about that later, some nori in there, nori flakes or roasted nori. Okay, so that's a really good way to get more enzymes in. We spoke about chewing. Chewing is really the most basic way to get the enzymes into your food. So if you chew your food at least 25 mouthfuls for each, 25 times for each mouthful, you're getting enzymes into your body, which is super duper important. Okay, so for the digestive system, probiotics, enzymes, fermented foods. Okay, now another tip I want to show you, which is very, very easy for you to do, is work on, this is an important point acupuncturally for your digestive system. Okay, I hope you can see that pretty clearly. What you want to do is close your fingers. You're going to see like a hump here, right? Like between the thumb and the second finger below, there's a little hump. So you press at the bottom of that hump, you press that point. That's a very good digestive point, and you circle, okay? And you tap on it as well. And this is great, great, great for digestive issues. It also helps people with headaches, because digestion and head, I don't know if you realize this, but the digestion and the head are very connected. Like I know when I have a headache, it means something's going on with my digestive system. And so this point, so everybody, let's find it. So you go to that hump, go to the bottom of it. You'll feel like, the bottom of the bone over there, and you want to massage it, okay? And I just want to remind everybody, Moshe we are recording these, but you are not seen, okay? And, so you don't have to worry about other people seeing you. He's just recording me, okay? Because some people miss the class, and then they asked me to send them a recording, so we decided to record it. And then you can, and it's also important to tap on it, okay? So tap on that point, massage it. If you're ever, constipated, or you have any kind of digestive issue, this is a super important point. You want to do it on both sides, okay? Spend a few minutes on it. Again, find the hump. Usually, when you put the thumb and the second finger together, squeeze it, there's like a little bump there, right? Go to the bottom of that bump and then massage in there. It's the web. It's like, it's really a very easy point to find. Okay, and then some of these acupressure points that they that they tell you about, like I'm like, okay, where? Like they'll say, oh, you go down 1/3 down the calf and in an inch, and like, I can't find it. I don't know what you're talking about. So spend, and I would honestly suggest spending a couple minutes a day on each side, massaging this point. It's definitely a no-brainer. This will help you with your digestion. There's a wonderful doctor. I want to turn you on to this wonderful doctor on YouTube. His name is Dr. Mandel, Mandel. He is a chiropractor, and he has over 3 million followers. Why? Because the things he recommends are very, very effective. So if you have any trouble, with anything, just go on YouTube, Dr. Mandel for headache, Dr. Mandel for a backache, Dr. Mandel for whatever, stress, whatever. I've done, the reason I started this class is I have done a lot of research, and I found these people. It took me years, really, literally years, to find a lot of the people that I found. So I want to pass this on to you, so your journey can be a little bit faster than my journey. But he's really wonderful. Increase your fiber, okay? So I have always been reminding you, like in terms of digestion, that's like really important to only eat, whole foods, not white rice, no white pasta, no white, flour. No. Please. That's the first thing I tell my clients when I'm working, as a wellness coach. The first thing you need to do is eliminate the whites, okay? And, in terms of getting more fiber, now either you can take capsules of, let's say, psyllium and things like that, but you have to be careful with that because that can also constipate you, so be careful. But what I like to do, which I think is like the easier, more natural thing to do, I take flax seeds, whole flax seeds. I bought one of these little coffee grinders. You can get them on Amazon or Bed Bath & Beyond. They're like $20 or something like that. And you put the flax seeds in, whole flax seeds. I don't like to buy the ground flax seeds because flax seeds can get rancid very easily. So I grind them up. I put some flax seeds in there. You push it down. It grinds it up. And you do that once every, 5 days. Keep it in the fridge. Put a tablespoon of that flax in your whatever, in your oatmeal, in your cereal, in your smoothie, things like that. Some people even throw it on the salad, on your vegetables. It has kind of like a nutty, good flavor. Some people use chia seeds for that. either the flax or the chia. I personally prefer the flax. Chias are teensy little seeds, and they tend to get stuck in my teeth a lot, so that's like a big deal. But those are also really, really good. So add more fiber. And we did speak about fibrins, okay? So that's one more thing I want to say before we go into our question and answers. Fibrins. So fibrins are what causes inflammation in the body. Inflammation is what causes arthritis. Inflammation is also got to do with your digestion, okay? So what does it all boil down to? It all boils down to too much acid in the body, and we need to alkalize the body. And also, just to add that if you can get a really good green powder, we do happen to carry one at a very inexpensive price, but you can get it wherever you want to. But including green powder also helps digestion very much because it has a lot of enzymes. But you want to get a raw, organic, kosher green powder, and use at least a teaspoon. Well, you probably have to work your way up, but start with like a quarter of a teaspoon 3 times a day, then go up to a half, use that for like a week, then go up to a half 3 times a day, until you're up to about a teaspoon 3 times a day at least of the green powder. That also has chlorophyll, which is so important for your oxygen. And I don't know, I probably could go on, but but we do want to get rid of the fibrins from the blood. And one of the main ways to do that is a good proteolytic, I don't know if I'm saying it right, enzymes, okay? And I have a very good formula that I found, which, I can either send you or whatever, or you can order it yourself. And that's basically what I wanted to teach you about today. And these are very important things for you. Okay, you want to keep that digestive system working really, really well, because you're getting your nutrition from the food you eat. If you're not digesting it properly, and it's not full of enzymes, it means you're not going to be getting much from your food, right? So you really need to know these things and incorporate these things into your life as much as possible, right? And be able to have a happier, more joyful, more active senior life. And this is, great education. We all need to be educated about health. It's not something, most doctors in the Western world do not know about a lot of these things or don't emphasize a lot of these things. That's why I felt it was so important for me to do this for you, so that you will increase your health. You'll be able to be there for your family. You'll be able to teach other people these things. You'll be a great example of a vibrant, healthy senior life. So that brings me to this really inspiring thing that one of my seniors sent me, and I wanted you to know about it. Very, very cool. So I don't know if you've ever heard of her, but there's someone named Rosalie Glass. I don't know if any of you heard of her. No debating that 102-year-old Rosalie Glass is an inspiring woman. She's a Holocaust survivor who was imprisoned in a Siberian gulag, that's a war camp, I guess, during the war. She survived endless trials, right? Including the loss of her husband, 3 of her children. I think it happened in the prison. In her 80s, she resolved to lift herself out of a severe depression and begin life anew. In her 80s, everybody, get a hold of this. She began, and this is in her 80s, okay? She began taking piano, tai chi, dancing, and even boxing lessons. Woo! Unbelievable. She took acting classes and started a successful career appearing in commercials in her 80s. And she celebrated her 100th birthday by fulfilling her years-long dream of dog sledding in Alaska. It's enough to make you kvel. I'm not sure what kvel means. I guess it means, I don't know, yell? I don't know.
Have pleasure.
Have pleasure, Moshe says. So her daughter Lillian Glass made a documentary about her, and I'm trying to get a hold of it. I've been looking for it on the internet. I really wanted to watch it, and it's just amazing. They, after the war, she and her husband, so I guess her husband did survive the war. They spent time in a displaced persons camp before relocating to America and settling in Miami. And everything was so bright and clean. After when I went through, it was heaven, she recalls. After contracting tuberculosis, her husband spent 3 years in a Denver sanitarium, and he lost his sight, and he was unable to resume his career as a watchmaker. And she went to work for the first time, and eventually the couple started their own business. And several years later, Rosalie's middle-aged son died. I mean, she had so many trials. She won a senior beauty pageant at the age of 94, and she wrote a book. So let's see, maybe I can get the book. Maybe you want to get the book. It's called 100 Years of Wisdom, to guide you through life's ups and downs. In short, she's the sort of mother or grandmother we all wish to have. So I just thought this was like something I needed to share with you. So no matter where you are on your healing journey, we can take inspiration. There's so many inspiring people. This is a mind blower to me. Like I spoke to you a few weeks ago about my mom, who finished her first book at the age of 92 and was writing her second book at the age of 101 when she passed away. And lived by herself with no help, and, lived a really active, fruitful life. And we can do that too. But we need to do these things. Keep yourself, we say charity begins at home. Well, this is your home. Your body, your mind, your soul. This is your home that was given to you. Charity begins at home. Keep yourselves healthy. Keep yourselves happy. Keep yourselves, in joy and wellness. And keep that digestive system going, flowing properly, eating good nutrition. And of course, staying very positive, giving those smiles out very freely. Don't be stingy with your smiles. I'm always telling my grandchildren, as they get older, they get kind of stingy with the hugs and the kisses. And stop being so stingy. What am I, chopped liver? Chopped vegetarian liver or vegan liver? Anyway, so that's it for today. I will allow you to open up for any questions or comments. Because we're recording, I'm going to repeat your question. I don't think anybody else will be able to hear it. So I will allow you to unmute if you'd like to ask a question, or if you have a comment or anything like that. Anybody? Questions, comments? So let me say hi to everybody who's here. I really appreciate you being here. Really, really, really so much. It's always a pleasure. Somebody did call in on a phone number, so I don't know who that is. And Leia's here. Hi, Leia. Hi, Heidi. And Tuvia. Hey, Tuvia. Great masseuse. And Elia. Hi. And Leia. And Malka Bracha, and Yisrael, and Eliza, and Roberta, and Sharon, and Ada. Mwah. And again, please, 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 if you can, and also put this name wherever you can. People should please pray. This is Malkala. I don't know if all of you remember. She's on the class almost every single time. And her son is very, very sick. So his name is Ari Daniel Ben Malka Gitzel. For a complete refuah. You can spread the word. Please daven for him. He's been sick for quite a few years. And we hope for his speedy recovery. Yeah. So anybody, question, comment, anything you want to say before we go? I have like a couple more minutes. Hope you're all doing better than you were before you took the class. Let me know. I'd love to know if you're doing any better than you were, if you're incorporating any of these ideas into your everyday life. Love to know that too. So I will give out, because it's being recorded, I don't want to give out my phone number because we're going to put it on YouTube. So I'm just going to give out my email address so you can email me if you have anything you want to say, and keep me posted as to your progress. Always like to hear about people's progress. So my email is NechamaTK1234, NECHAMA, T as in Tom, K as in King, 1234, which is 1234, at Gmail. NECHAM as in Mary, A, Nechama, T for Tzipporah, which actually starts with a T, T for Tzipporah, and K for Kessler. So it's NechamaTK1234 at gmail.com. And thank you so much for being here for my recovery journey. And I hope everybody has a beautiful day, a beautiful week. We will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow we start, I believe, at 10. Yes, we start at 10 here with Moshe's sale. And then 11 is yoga with me at the Young Israel Forest Hills. So I hope all of you are availing of all the amazing classes that the senior centers have to offer. On Tuesday's packed. Then we have Elishava at 12:30 at the Young Israel, the Bayswater Senior Center. So you have a very busy day tomorrow. So go do your green drinks, your miso, your smoothies, your salads, and don't forget to hydrate. Mwah. Love you all. Have a great day.